How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about a man by the name of Adolfo Martinez, who got sentenced to nearly 16 years in the penitentiary due to burning a LGBTQ IA, B, C, D, E, and every other letter in the alphabet flag. Now, there is a whole lot to get through, a whole lot to quote-unquote unpack here, as the cool kids would say. But first, let me back up a little bit to give you some context here so you understand what's going on, what the man did, why he got so much time in the joint, and also my 2 cents on the whole situation. First things first, like I said, the man's name is Adolfo Martinez, and he is in Ames, Iowa. There is a LGBTQ flag on top of a church, like outside of the church, on top of the door, and I'll place the picture of the church and the flag in question on the screen before you. He took the flag from that particular position on top of the door off and then took it to the front of a strip club and lit it on fire. That is all they did. Nothing more, nothing less. When you see the charges, you may think, oh, this man did kill somebody, hurt somebody, nothing of the sort. And the charges are 3rd-degree arson in violation of human rights, which is a hate crime, 3rd-degree harassment, and reckless use of fire as an habitual offender. Now, the whole habitual offender thing is important. We'll get back to that in a little bit. So the man confessed to it. He told the police, yeah, I did it. I'm not down with homosexuality, this, that, and the third. So I'm thinking, okay, just based on that, that should be his right. He can say, I don't like homosexuality and I can burn the flag and it's not really a big deal. But he got 16 years in the joint as a result. Now, this whole thing is crazy. The reason why he got so much time is because he is an habitual offender. I got to mention that because some people are saying, oh, you get 16 years in the joint for burning the gay flag. What about the American flag? That's a valid point, but not exactly accurate. He still would have gotten too much time. They're talking about he would have gotten 5 years without the enhancement for being an habitual offender, just for the hate crime and, stealing somebody's property, is that and the third. Which is ridiculous because if you burn an American flag, there is no legal penalty. It is protected by the First Amendment. It's a symbol of symbolic speech, the American flag, that is. So you can burn the American flag on camera, wherever you want. It's not a problem. If you steal it from somebody, like was the case in this situation, you might get charged with a petty larceny or pay a small fine like $20. It wouldn't be this whole thing where you go to the penitentiary and all this and that. It's just not even the case. So some may say, oh, we got the time because you stole it. No, you are not going to get time in the joint for stealing the flag. That's not how that works. That's like on a lower level than shoplifting. Okay. That's the first thing. The second thing is some are going to agree with the sentence because they look at it as hate speech. But how can it be hate speech? If you can burn the American flag and any other flag of a country that you want in America, and that's not hate speech, that's not a jailable offense, that's not truly a finable offense, then what's the big deal with burning the LGBTQ and every other letter in the alphabet flag? It should be the same thing. I should be protected under the First Amendment. Some may not like the fact that you burn the LGBT flag, but so what? If you burn the American flag, I don't like that. But there's no law on the books that say you were going to get arrested, locked up, whatever for burning the American flag. But for the LGBT flag, that's a problem. The hate crime laws in this particular case have gotten way out of control. It doesn't matter if he's a habitual offender or what, because even without the habitual offender thing, he would have still gotten sentenced to penitentiary time in this particular case. Now, I don't know if there's a liberal judge in Iowa or if the hate crime laws extend to flag burning. If the hate crime laws extend to flag burning, then they got to be there for other flags as well. It can't just be for the LGBT flag. It's a symbol, and I am against the symbol. That should be under my freedom of speech as an American citizen. You can't put me in jail for exercising my free speech. That is expressly what the First Amendment says. Some are going to just try to, misconstrue the First Amendment. They're going to say, well, I can do whatever I want, say whatever I want with no penalty from a private citizen because I got free speech. It's not how that works. If you want to go on a rally, like people that go to Trump rallies, right? They're in there screaming, hollering, cussing and fussing. You can't do that. You can go ahead and get kicked out of that particular event. Okay, you're a private citizen. This is a private event. I can admit or reject whoever I want. Simple as that. Even if you are in a government building, if you're in there acting the fool, you can get kicked out. If you're not dressed properly, if you're in there with your stuff hanging out, you can be asked to leave the premises. And if you don't, you will be escorted off the premises. That's how that works. There are certain limits to the speech that you have, but you can't lock somebody up for exercising their free speech, which is the case that happened right here. I hope that this gets tried in a higher court, go to the Supreme Court. I'm not quite sure if there has been a case where a person burned the LGBT flag and got sent to the joint before. If there is, you guys let me know in the comments below, but it shouldn't be going on. If you can burn the American flag with zero penalty because it's First Amendment, it's free speech, and you can't get locked up for simply exercising your ideas and your speech, then that same rule must apply to the LGBT flag. Some may say that the person is a bigot, they're a hater. That's fine. Everybody's going to have their opinion and they're entitled to it, as is Mr. Adolfo. He has his opinion and that's his right as an American. Simple as that. It ain't nothing else to it. So 16 years, way overkill. But I got to just mention that he is an habitual offender. Now, I don't know what he did. I don't know if it was drugs before or violent crime. It does not matter. The fact that he got locked up at all and would have been locked up even without the habitual offender tag that enhanced and extended his sentence is really crazy. The charge, you're talking about harassment and hate crime, way too much. Like I said, nobody got injured. Nobody was actually touched or harmed. No human beings were hurt. No property was damaged outside of the flag itself. Okay. The church was not burned down. The strip club was not burned down. Nobody got burned with no ember flying off and hitting them in the chest like a cigarette lit out a window, hit you in the chest through the window. Nothing like that happened. It was all just him taking the flag off of the top of the building, the top of the door, I should say, outside of the building at the church, and then taking it to the strip club, lighting it on fire. That is it, and that is all. That should be, at best, a fine for stealing the flag and a petty larceny charge, but nothing should come to him as far as any kind of criminal penalty for burning the flag. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? Do you think it's ridiculous that this man is being sent to the penitentiary for burning a LGBTQ flag? If that's your viewpoint, let me know why in the comments below. Or is it not really a ridiculous thing? Should he be locked up for a hate crime? If that's your viewpoint, let me know why in the comments below. And if you think that he should be in the penitentiary for burning the LGBTQ flag, then why not those that burn the American flag? I've seen some of these protests of Antifa. They're taking the American flag, urinating on it, burning it, stomping it, dragging it through the mud, throwing it in the water, just doing all kind of crazy things. Megan Rapinoe, who got Sports Person of the Year, what was that, Time Magazine, you know, had the flag dragging on the ground, all kind of stuff during her quote unquote celebration after they won some event in their particular sport. Okay, so you could drag the flag on the ground, burn it, pee on it, you know, do whatever you want, and that's perfectly fine. But let's let you touch a hair on a chin of an LGBTQ flag and not an actual human being, and you get sent to the joint for 16. You know, it's guys that didn't kill people when they got out in less time than that. I've seen all kind of crazy criminal violent offenders commit a violent act. I mean, I know guys that, you know, they got bodies on their record, all kind of stuff, and get out in less time than 16 years. This is ridiculous. Go to the Supreme Court and get all those charges dismissed and sue the state that locked you up to begin with. If you're in jail right now, which I'm pretty sure that he is, sue the state and get all your money back. That is what I would do. And if he is not let out, then that's a big time miscarriage of justice. But whatever your comments are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.